Just.
Speaking of films, and you about those feet that were coming apart in the water.
Yes, 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 yes,
So,
yes.
spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Wonder Woman.
I mean, girl. No, like it's fine. It's fine.
He did. You remember when Chris Pine was on top of that like tank thing? It was
Yes.
like a tank because they were with
Right.
Pedro Pascal and they were like going around in Saudi Arabia or something.
Yeah.
You remember when he kicked the gun and it bent back?
Yeah, that was very like wow, props, because those things are not that easy to like bend. Like, I love you, Chris Pine, but you yourself are not a superhero. If it was Diana doing that, you can believe it.
Yes.
But not, himbo Chris Pine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seeing as she was also running constantly like 3 inches off the ground.
Oh, I love that in Wonder Woman they gave her like the running ability of those like of the bad vampires in Twilight.
It was like really
Yeah.
fascinating. And she didn't know she could fly yet.
Oh my god, and she went into the Superman pose. I was like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You're not
Like,
flying. You jumped and leaned, ma'am. You jumped and leaned, and somehow you're flying. I mean,
the lightning, like lassoing the lightning, that makes more sense.
Ride the lightning!
Like,
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's kind of cool. But everything else is just like, so you flew because you were sad because the last thing you heard from your boyfriend was just like, "Oh, me Diana." Just like, did we add that in later? Like, why did they have Chris Pine just shout out? Because she said, like, "I love you too." Was it just like, did somebody say, "Hey, it's a little weird that she says I love you too"? Do you think we need to make it super clear?
They probably had AD on that. Yeah,
I love you too.
They probably
because
had. Yeah. They probably had Chris Pine go in the booth and he had the thing on his ear and he goes, I love you. Okay, cool. We got it, Chris. Thank you. Awesome. And he gets paid like $7,000 just for that. I mean, probably more, but
I mean, I will not like diss the actors in that because they actually did everything they could. The acting.
Oh yeah, fucking Pedro Pascal acting his fucking ass off in that fucking thing.
Doing whatever he could to save that sinking ship by dancing on that ship.
He tried his best, and we all love Pedro Pascal, so it's fine. He is him and his Asian son.
His 100%. I was just like after watching him, just like, are they going to show his mother?
No, are they going to explain why his child is Asian?
Now, at first, I'm just like, maybe the kid's adopted, or maybe he is mixed race. I just can't tell.
Right.
But it's just like, as soon as like halfway through the movie, Pedro Pascal is like having people come in to like grant them wishes in his like janky office. And then the first person who comes in is an Asian man. My first thought was, oh, that must be the father-in-law.
Nope. Just some bloke.
Just some guy. Yeah. Just some guy who happens to be more Asian than the father of this Asian child. And again, actor did great. Like he was a good child actor.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, Daddy. I don't need to be proud of you.
Oh yeah, like the child's like, Dad, I know you wanted to kill everyone, but I still love you. And all I'm thinking is like, I don't know how Grogu would feel about that, but all right. Like, he would just be like, I will murder as well,
Yeah, I mean, also just like as an adult, watching someone say it's okay if I'm not proud of you. It's just like, wouldn't you want your child to be like, that's my dad, as opposed to years from now, when he realizes what his father did, being like, I was orphaned during that event. Lord, no, that's not my name. my name's not Lord. It's Kim. My last name's Kim. My mother's the only one who survived. I took her name.
Oh my god. Yeah, the when I noticed it was an Asian child, I was like, all right, like you were saying, like they'll probably explain it later or something. Never explained it. And then I got a text from Jason being like, "What was up with the Asian kid?" I'm like, "All right, I was just not the only one thinking that." And then we all have to talk about the non-consent thing, man, cuz that so
I mean,
what the hell? And like I said, I didn't even think of that until like I said, the next day after I watched the movie, and I woke up to that text from Jason that said, "Yo, don't you think it's kind of wrong that
but I
his
have
little
to,
avatar body did not consent to the fucking?" And then the end of the movie, he's like, "Oh, just so dopey and stuff. Oh, you have a Merry Christmas." Not realizing, hey, you fucked, you know? Oh god.
I mean, I why did he need an avatar body? Why didn't Chris Pine just magically appear? I mean,
That's
that was like the one very
That was
weird.
something, yeah, that was something Taylor's like, yo, he doesn't even know he slept with her. Exactly. Like, that was
Cheetah.
that was something I said like in my review where I was like, in a lot of the comic book lore, where no one stays dead except for Uncle Ben. We all know that. No one stays dead. But it's like, why the Avatar? Exactly. So, and it's exactly, because it's like Bucky came back alive. He was frozen. Da da da. Like everyone, literally everyone comes back alive. Full fucking body, full whatever. Like, and I even, like I said, said in my review where it was like, you could have said he didn't die in that plane crash. Like he had a parachute. I almost said he had an umbrella because he's Mary Poppins for some reason. I mean, that could have made more sense. He's like, oh god, children, like he could have had that shit, you know. Whatchamaffuck, they could have said like the bad people caught him again, just like in a Bucky kind of situation, caught him, put him in a cryo freeze because it's like 30, 40, 50, how many fucking years, had gone by. They could have fucked with that, but instead it was, let me make a wish on this stone, and then he comes back alive, but via an avatar. Like, when they, okay. when
Go
they
on, go on.
when they meet at that party, and it was the guy, the random guy, and then Diana's like, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, we're going in that realm, and then suddenly like the camera does like a 360, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, no, it's Chris Pine now, and then somehow she in her mind is like, I only see you. I'm like, but do you though? Because that guy kind of looks like a very puffy, like, then we wouldn't have the Heartbreak Joe. Wonder Woman has more, has to be more powerful without a man. That's what Jason said. Exactly, that's the shit I can't stand. Like, I said it to all you guys, where I hate the trope, the cliche thingy of whenever there's a strong female character, whether it is a physical strength or whatever, that they always have to like break them down, like break them down to their like weak little girls, until they're putty, until they are just like, I like they become the whole I need a man kind of thing. Like, fuck,
Mhm.
there was some, what fucking movie was it that I watched it that like, that I was like, I like went off about in a review, where I said it was like one of those things like, what's the shit, like Family Guy? It was like Autumn's piano. She could have had the insulin and the piano. She could have had both, but she chose her piano. Like, it's like shit like that. Like, that shit always drives me crazy. Where it's like, oh, us as a couple, we're whatever people, but like we can't be together. It's either we're together or we could fight the evil. I'm like, why can't you be together and fight the evil? Like, that shit always just pisses me off. It's like, ah! But yeah, they need the heartbreak. They need to tug on the whatever bullshit heartstrings, because Marvel does that enough. So they're like, DC's like, we'll figure something out. Like, okay, sure, if that's how you feel.
Well, it's also like they were kind of going for the cartoony aspect of it, but the laws of just like I don't know the original comic, so I don't know if that's how it happened in the original comics. And looking at who was on the writing team, it was actually before it had like people who have actually written films for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But who of course I'm completely forgetting right now
Mm-hmm.
because I'm tired.
It's
Um
fine.
but the guy besides Patty Jenkins, it was for this film, it was this guy who was more like a business on the business side of DC. Maybe had started out in comics, but it'd been a long time, and he'd done more with the DC shows.
Like CW shows?
Yeah.
Oh no, those things are awful, dude. I sat through like the 5 episodes of Crisis on Infinite Earths. That was like, if that acting is what all those other episodes and seasons that all these people have done, how dare you? It's so bad. I only watched the Crisis thing because, one, to see Brandon Routh as like freaking Superman again, because that's kind of hilarious. Two, Kevin Conroy, my favorite and my only Batman, was there. Oh, and also, I don't care, spoiler alert, you gotta have freaking the Batman, Kevin Conroy, as Batman in a very like, um, freaking, goddamn it, what's it called? I forgot the name of the comic that Alex Ross did. That, not, it's called Kingdom something. Anyway, I was about to say Kingdom Hearts. That's obviously not it. You know what I mean? Like, Kingdom Come. That's it. Where
Oh.
where it's an older Batman and he's in like a mech suit because all the damage that Batman's taken, da da da. Because in the end, Batman's still human.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's like very good. Again, it's Kevin Conroy. It's the fucking Batman. You know, the Batman, the voice forever and always. And I hate that because it's so, because DC is so like, I'm gonna suck on Superman's dick so hard that no matter what, Batman is such like non-hero, and that always like drives me up a wall. So they have it where Batman is such an evil guy for whatever reason, and then within that episode, within like the 5 minutes you see Batman, they kill him off. And I'm like, really? Really? I'm like, well, I was like, what was like episode 2 or 3? Like, I'm like not even halfway in, and you're gonna kill off the best Batman in the world? Okay, okay, movie. Okay, I mean, not movie. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Okay, miniseries thing. It was fucking ridiculous, and like,
Right.
probably of all the people, like, of all the actors in the CW shows, the best actor probably has to be the guy who plays the Flash.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard good things about that show, that the acting is actually like
Yeah.
some of the acting, because I watched over Johnson's shoulder is, let me just close the store because I hear Johnson and I don't want to diss his shows, but
And also, like, there was a part where, like, I didn't even realize that Martian Manhunter was a part of the team the entire time. Because not until, like, the very last episode do you see him as Martian Manhunter, because you see him as just Black Guy. But like, I didn't even realize I was Martian Manhunter the entire time because every actor is like fucking 22. They're all like young children, and you got this grown like adult. You got, grown black man who's just hanging around, and I'm like, is he the chaperone? Like, I was like, what storyline is the CW people going with? Because I don't get it. Like, I'm like,
right.
I feel like I haven't read a comic before, kind of thing. And then, like, towards the end, and because they kept calling him, John, and I was like, okay, fine, that's his name, John. But I didn't fucking put it together that was Martian Manhunter until the end, where, like, they're fighting the Big, and he's in his Martian Manhunter suit, but he's not in bright green. He's in, like, a forest hunter green, and I'm like, no! You got fucking the Flash and that red ass fucking red, and then you got fucking, Supergirl and her blue ass fucking blue, and you can't fucking get Martian Manhunter and it's fucking green? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And my eye is burning. you know?
I don't count the number of times it used the word fuck,
Yeah.
which probably more than any other word in that sentence just then.
That's how upset I was. And my accent was hitting hard too, because you know how mad I am.
Yes, you went full Jersey. You
Yeah.
went full like East Coast, pissed off, like you
Yeah.
don't give a.
I was like, I need to go to my friend Tiffany's house and get my nails done. Don't talk to me, God, my
Somehow your hair is like 5 times bigger. It just like grows bigger.
oh my god. Yes, that was actually something else. Why didn't they give Diana 80s hair? Could you
She looked
imagine?
very modern.
Could you
Yes.
imagine she had like the fucking like 80s mole hair and all that stuff? It's crimped, it is gelled, it is fried, you know? Like, give me something. But instead,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
she looked very modern. Even like those what was it, the leopard print heels that
Oh,
Cheetah's character, or Barbara, I guess they called her, was so obsessed with.
yes.
Like those looked like I got them today off Nordstrom Rack. Like that's what those heels look like. It's just like why the styling wasn't right.
No, it
Of course you
wasn't.
had the people. You had like the gamer nerds who are just like in that arcade scene. These are the games that did not come out before 1985 or something like that. It's just like,
Yeah, you can't argue with that because I'm always the person where I was like, wait a second, that store didn't exist, or like that wasn't their logo back then because I'm that asshole, you know. So I get it, you know, especially with games. Like, come on, you can get that right.
oh yeah, no, I mean
Excuse me.
consoles only come out certain years,
Yeah,
but it was also just kind of shot weirdly or edited really weirdly. Besides just Chris Pine suddenly having super strength, but his super strength is to get something in the exact same position after kicking it like it's rubber. Um, it's like when
right,
in the opening, not the opening scene, but in the mall, after like that kid threatens to drop the little girl down into the mall and kill her,
right,
like the cute little black girl, and she's like suddenly shoved into a bear.
right,
Um, when like they took so long to show Diana like winking, and
right.
then the little girl and then
Yeah.
Diana doing this,
Ooh.
and then the girl saying, "Uh-huh," like it was like a commercial for chips.
It definitely had a very like Mentos commercial kind of thing. Da 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 da. Oh my god, please! I have to edit that now. Edit that. Da 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 da. Right? Nothing gets to you, and you throw the child into the bear. Da 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 da. Da. Yeah. Mentos for your life. Oh my god, amazing! Now my eye is leaking again. Yeah.
I'm just, oh god. I
It
mean,
definitely
that's
looked.
just
It definitely looked like a reshoot. It definitely looked like a reshoot. Yeah. Yeah.
it just upsets me so much. I mean, not to be like, I mean, yeah, no, girl power. I will say I would like more women to succeed. The fact that Jenkins went from like producing the first Wonder Woman or creating the first Wonder Woman,
Right.
yeah, she had different writers with her, but creating that, and then it seems like this guy who had higher pull at DC than she wanted.
Seems to be. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like I don't want her reputation to go down because some dickwad couldn't like let go of control. Seeing as she had to fight in the first movie for like that battle
Ah.
scene where she's like actually going out and
the
seeing people
the
die.
beautiful no man's land scene that
I,
like
yeah.
literally brought a tear to my eye when I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. And also I was on a lot of painkillers at the time, but that's not the point, you know. It was right after surgery, so you can just imagine.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah, like the fact that she had to like fight for that scene, like I think I made a joke some time ago that I said I was like I don't see Spielberg having a fight for scenes, you know? Like
right. I mean, well, here's another thing that I noticed. I mean, it was just like there, even though there were much fewer characters because most of them were dead because it's World War II.
it was I think World War One with the first movie.
World,
Yeah.
World War I. I mean, because most people were dead, there weren't that many people like on camera, or like there weren't that many characters. But they
Right.
did have like one guy who was actually like Native American, who was an actual representation and seemed like a full complete character, and he had, oh my god, dialogue.
Right, right.
And it didn't seem like over the head. Granted, I'm not Native American, so I don't know if that's like the most correct representation of whatever like group he'd be from.
Mhm.
um but yeah, he was the only real representation of a different um ethnic, or like he was the only person of color as opposed to like everyone else having a European accent of some sort.
True, true,
But
true.
then you get to this movie where there's a bunch of people around, but then it's just like ethnic representation is this Asian child that just seems lost and confused.
Right, and then Pedro Pascal was like maybe white passing. Like it was very weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Or then like here's the Saudi Arabian prince. There's representation.
Right.
Wait, you're getting weird feelings that perhaps he there's a crime going on here?
Right. It's like we want to commit more crime. I guess, you know, like
Oh,
sure.
oh, okay, that's comfortable. Oh, look, little black girl and that one Indian coworker.
Yeah. Oh, there was the Asian guy who kept ignoring Cheetah, but then when she took off her glasses and wore more tight clothes, then he's like, "Oh, hey!" I'm like, "Wow, okay, bro." Like,
And revealed that she is significantly older than Diana, even though Diana's like, I don't know how old, but just looked
right, right, exactly.
because that's how old that actress is. And it was kind of she's funny. Kristen Wiig. She's
Yes,
funny and she's good at what she does, but it's a total weird casting.
it is like I had a problem with it. I had a problem with the
Yeah.
casting because I was just like I've also always had like a not a this sounds weird saying I had a problem with Kristen Wiig, like she's racist or something. No, but I've never been like the biggest fan of her comedy because even Paula had admitted to me, he's like, yeah, she's pretty one note, which is, eh, like you saw like what the fuck's it called? Like Ghostbusters and stuff. She's always like, I'm awkward. It's like that's how she was on SNL. Like I didn't watch SNL for the longest time because like it was always just like they shoved her in front of like she was like the main person like almost every sketch, and it's like I get it, you're the awkward skinny white girl kind of thing, and it's like okay, like we can handle that with like Anna Kendrick, but like you're a little too old. Like I need you to get your like shit together, you know.
Mhm.
Like please. Like Anna
Mhm.
Kendrick still is very like young, so she could kind of like get away with it. But ma'am, you're not like 24 anymore. You know, like please go see a therapist, get your shit together. This awkward white girl thing like doesn't work so long. And then the fact that like she comes in as Barbara and she's just kind of like and it's like now thinking about it, it seems like she was trying to be semi like Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns and kind of like she was trying to be the fuck is her name? What's her face in the 1989 Batman? What the fuck is her name?
I don't know.
Oh my god, her
Yeah.
name. I'll just look it up because her name just like completely just escaped my
It's
face.
not like Uma Thurman or something, right?
No, no, no. It's Kim Basinger. That's it. Jesus Christ. I was like, she's a very well known actress. Kim Basinger in the first movie, because you know how in like the first Batman movie she was very like, oh my god, like screaming all the time, and then you know how with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, how she started off like kind of dopey again, glasses, hair a mess, that kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden she
Mhm.
was like sexy ass Catwoman, like licking Batman under the mistletoe and being like, whoa, this movie caused a lot of awakening in a lot of us, that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry. Licking people is really gross to me. Just like anywhere, like just on the face. Just why?
Oh god! Oh god! God, what movie? There is a movie out there where one like it's a very obscure movie, so I can't think of it right now, and there's no need to look it up. But there's like a line where some guy goes, "He was licking me," Was
I
Invasion of the Body Snatchers one of the remakes probably? But anyway, yeah, it was very much one of those like, what? Yeah, don't mind. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying. But yeah,
anyway.
it seemed like Chris. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, it seemed like Kristen Wiig was playing like she was trying to play that like the trying to be kind of a mess, dopey. Like I always have a messy bun, like that kind of bitch. But all of a sudden trying to be like sex kin. But like she couldn't fully go hot, you know. Whereas like, because it seemed like that's what they wanted her to do is like I said in a Michelle Pfeiffer thing of like you know, very like, okay, messy bun, blah, 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 to something like hot. But instead, because it's Kristen Wiig, it was like, okay, awkward to kind of like awkward hot, like she ended up awkward hot. And also the fact that, like, again, like with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, you see her in the catsuit, all that stuff. But like with like Cheetah, it was just like suddenly I'm wearing like fitted clothes. Suddenly I have a little bit more confidence. But this is all really more manifesting because of the wish thing, not
Right.
because she suddenly was like, all right, fuck it, kind of thing. So it was like, I can't, that kind of stuff. Oh god! And then when she was finally Cheetah, I was like, why is she? I was like, why is she white? And then I said, isn't that more of a snow leopard? I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I guess some of the markings were quote unquote cheetah like, but not really, because they they kept using. I mean, I'm the only one who would care about this. Like, I was mad about the sushi thing.
Yeah, no, girl,
But
you're good.
all the animal print was leopard print.
Yes,
No one else will care, but
yeah,
it was leopard print.
it was all leopard
That's
print.
all I'm
Yes,
going to say.
yeah.
And then, it's just like she was just a very bizarre character who was only Cheetah for a second.
Right.
And she focused on her speed because she didn't know she could also fly. Um,
God.
is that how she gets her powers in the comic? Because if that's the case, I feel like Cheetah's main strength was her exceptional speed, and she was faster than Catwoman. Or, I mean, sorry, she was faster than Wonder Woman. There's a lot of cats going on here, so
Yeah,
it's
I know
just
there's a
sort of,
lot. Yeah. No,
she was just a brute. That's it.
but that's the thing. Like Cheetah in the comic, it wasn't like, oh, I wish upon a star and I became the thing. It was like there was like this. It was a magical dagger. So there was like a magical dagger, and it was a thing in the like it was a magical dagger. I don't have to go into it, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
Magical dagger causes a thing, bam, all that stuff. Great, but yeah, this is very like it literally is when you wish upon a star, and it's like it's terrible when like because it's because obviously in the movies you can fuss with like origin stories a little bit, but I feel like allowing her to have that wish upon a star origin thing is so stupid because it's stupid. Like you just wish and then you got it. Like okay, but like, but
She's not interesting. She hadn't earned anything.
right, because it's like fine again. She was just the awkward like bitch, but so. Like you're literally trying to compare yourself to Diana, and the whole point is that Diana is just like perfectly beautiful. Oh my god, you're so amazing, like kind of bitch. Which whatever, we all know that. But again, it's
Mhm.
it's just it's obviously wasn't done well, and it's just like. And the fact that yeah, her wish wasn't just like I wish I had more confidence or I wish people like trusted my intelligence kind of stuff, you know? And it wasn't like that kind of thing, not that kind of girl power. It wasn't the whole like I also as a woman would like to be respected like Diana kind of stuff. It was like no, I want to be Diana because in a world of men versus women, she is the pinnacle of woman, so we all have to be that woman. You get what I mean? Like that kind of like thought process of like the hierarchy of like this is the hottest chick, like okay, here we go, number one's Beyonce and the rest of you are boot ugly underneath her. Like I felt like it was very much that kind of thing. But like that's no, like
Yeah.
no, like, no. It's like
Yeah, it was very high school. I think the reason I didn't like her was that something seemed so emotionally stunted about her. And
yes.
somehow she had like the way that she got her powers was that she gave up her humanity, which is just like I guess she was nice to that one homeless guy.
Right, but then she was like a total cunt. That was like when I was watching that part, and the homeless guy was like, "Hey, Barbara, blah blah," and she just like completely shunned him. I was like really annoyed by that because I was like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna be one of those people where like you're nice right now because you kind of have to be nice because you're ugly, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Like not to get all like too real about it, but it's like." I'm just gonna say it's like me. People are like, oh, well, like you're ugly, so that's why people treat you like shit. So if you treat people better, then maybe someone will actually give a fuck about you. That kind of thing. And then when she, got hot or whatever shit, all of a sudden she's like, well, fuck you, homeless guy. And it's like, oh, okay. So the only reason why you were nice is that you wanted, like, invisible, like, life points from whatever invisible sky god or whoever you think is watching your Matrix feed. And to be like, oh, okay. Like, it was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Well, it seemed like that was somehow she was giving up her actual personality, which
Yes.
again does not make sense. It is exactly what you're saying. She doesn't have to be a good person anymore because she found a new dress and can lift cars.
Right. Right.
But it was just like, Pedro Pascal, as much as I found his wishing powers a little bit like, what's going on? Like
Right.
the fact that he was actually like dying while doing this, the fact that Diana lost her powers,
Right.
I don't know why Avatar guy got his body snatched, but sure, whatever. Maybe he'd like, I don't know.
Yeah, why he
but
was chosen? Yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah.
I don't know. He was the one guy around her.
Right.
Thank God it wasn't like, I don't know, a giant bear. So this giant bear would just like break into the building, just going like,
I don't know. You know, I'd be excited. I'd be like, "Oh my god, it's a huge bear! I love it!" And then they'd be like, "I'm your former lover." Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Okay. We're gonna cuddle and that's it. Do not do anything else.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, she didn't really give up anything. Like she didn't like go blind or suddenly become mentally handicapped or was like, lost all of her knowledge or something, which is actually valuable. She just became
weak.
Yeah, she was just an asshole who knew suddenly that her dress was ugly.
I mean, yeah, pretty much, dude.
That pretty much summed up her evolution. Just like, wait, I have tights on underneath. Why am I wearing this skirt that looks like it's made out of a burlap sack that mated with a flag?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I am not wrong. I am not wrong
No, you're
on
not.
either of those points, but it's just, it did, like, her sacrifice didn't really make sense. I kind of wish, like, I don't know, maybe if she actually was a bitch the entire time, secretly, just like kind of like mentally unstable and just like holding it together, acting nice, because there are some terrible people who do that well too. If instead she like, I don't know, like her one and only friend actually died or something, and she was just like, wow, but now I have powers. This is great. Like then you'd be like, oh, you're actually a messed up human being. And I think that would have been like, yeah, this film was going for cartoony, but it kind of felt like it was like, wasn't pushing enough buttons because you can still push.
It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like Pedro Pascal was dying. He was like, doing everything he could and loved his son. So it's just like more interesting than Barbara, who was just some weird bitch who, as much as I don't want to say that it's totally cool that a guy does that, but it's just like that one guy who was always drunk,
right,
and always in the same clothes, but somehow they were clean.
Right.
Like he was just like going around, and he was, I guess he was supposed to be, let's face it, he was supposed to be like doing more than just saying like, hey, but it did come across as he was just that guy who all he would do would just come up to you, grab you, and shake you a while, and just like kind of go, ah, and then just like, as much as I don't want that to happen,
right,
I feel that as soon as he stopped his seizure, I'd be okay.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah. I know it's supposed to be something else, but even then it's just like, so this is the part that you're going to suggest would happen if she was by herself.
Right,
but,
yeah. And it's
but you're not willing to like give her like a darker storyline besides I'm a nerd?
Yeah, that it was just kind of like I'm awkward, and it's like, okay, yeah, what else do you got for me? But she's awkward. It's like, okay, yeah, she's awkward, and but she's like, it's like I'm not getting substance from this. It's just
Right.
it's so like everything is so fucking surface level in this movie that I was just like, sure, why not?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't,
I
yeah.
like how Jason looks like he works at Osh.
Oh god. I also love that he's throwing out the metal horns. I just realized in this picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I think
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
know.
I'm gonna keep the metal horns. I'm gonna draw that in. But yeah, like
Okay.
fucking it wasn't a good movie. Like someone I follow, like they pointed out as like it was like three movies in one kind of thing, which I totally get what they mean by that. Like,
I can kind of see that. Like,
yeah.
well, no, you continue. You continue.
Well, no, that was not much else to say. It's just like, yeah, it
Ah,
really did feel like three movies in one because it just it was like it was trying to be lighthearted, and
mm.
then it was trying to be like gritty, serious because it's still a DC movie, remember? And then it was like then it was trying to be like really romantic, but it's like it was trying too many avenues at once, and it didn't need to do that. Like, look what you did in the first movie. How about let's go with that? You know?
Well, you know it's a bad sign when literally the world is in danger and you feel like there's no stakes.
Right, right. But also
Where
like,
lit-
uh-huh.
where cow guy has like the world falling around him because he wanted a farm, and you're just like, I guess people are dying or something. Oh, there's a family.
Right. Oh, I love how that guy was like, I said I wanted a farm, but not here. I was like, what? I was just like, huh? I
Okay,
was like, what the
sure.
fuck does that have to do with anything? Yeah, that was really weird. And like, the whole thing of like, oh, I rescind my wish, and then everything like, so then Chris Pine goes away. Okay, fine, fine, fine. But like,
Mhm.
how the fuck does taking back your wish cause like bombs to unexplode? You know?
Time travel.
Things and stuff. I was like, I don't get what's going on. I was like, and the fact that like they just reverse the footage too, which always just pisses me off whenever a movie does that. Like,
I feel like I mean, no, to be honest, I just went my mind went straight to that golden screen of, Pascal doing his best to like save that movie by having a bunch of papers in that building for some reason.
oh yeah,
Um and the screen went golden because his foot had the lasso around it, and so he was radiating truth, which the moral of that story was don't lie, but also don't steal from people. Also, don't cheat at an Olympic competition. Face it if your boyfriend's dead. No
uh,
boyfriend.
Wonder Woman 84 is the greatest Wonder Woman movie made this year.
Why do you say bullshit?
I love
No,
that.
it's the greatest Wonder Woman
Greatest
movie made
Wonder Woman
this year.
made this year.
That's not wrong.
For all you know, someone online might have made a movie.
Possibly, but I don't
Possibly.
believe that. But yeah, it's the greatest Wonder Woman movie made this year, and that's the only thing it can claim.
Yeah,
I hate your technicalities.
I know.
he's
I
not
know.
wrong.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it made the most money out of any movie since the pandemic.
Well, yeah, because there was nothing else to watch.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joe.
exactly. But yeah, only that and Tenet released, and it was like, still can't believe what Warner did. They're like, hey, so it'd be great. What if we just released everything at the same time and not tell anyone about it?
Right, and piss off all the directors. Like, the Denis Villeneuve, the guy who does Dune, he was like losing his shit over it. He's like, no, this film should be seen in theaters. Obviously, Nolan got pissed off, but no one listens to Nolan. They just meme him now, so there's like, oh, of course, yeah.